Hi, and welcome to our very first songwriting session. Today we're going to be looking at helping you to both understand songwriting and sharing some ideas and practical exercises to take your songwriting to the next level. I'm Olivia Stevens, a singer-songwriter based in West Sussex, and I've been co-writing original music now for 10 years. I'm hoping through these sessions I can inspire you to write more, write better, and hone and develop your skills as an artist. I've pitched the lessons at everyone, from beginners to more experienced writers and singers, and I'm really excited to be working with local arts charity Bognor Regis, based here in Bognor Regis, where I'm now living, and I'm going to be delivering a series of 4 sessions via their YouTube channel, so don't forget to hit subscribe below so you can stay in the loop. I'm hoping I can give you some practical ideas to help you put pen to paper and start getting the creative juices flowing, and to demystify songwriting through shedding some light on how you may be able to take your songwriting forwards. Each session is going to be made up of both some theoretical elements and also, most importantly, a practical element. So I'm going to be setting you an exercise and a way in which you can start to actually be putting pen to paper and actually making it happen. But I thought actually in the first part a bit of theory wouldn't go amiss, just to kind of give a bit of a background, kind of like the elements that make up a song. So those elements that make up almost all songs, well, practically all songs, I think, really, I don't think any exclude these elements, regardless of whatever genre they are. Now, in the kind of like grouped together in 3 different sections. So the first section, you have rhythm, duration, pitch, key, and tempo. And in the second set, you have melody, structure, harmony, dynamics. And in the third, you have the pulse, beat, timbre, and texture. Now, if some of those, at the moment, you're not sure what they are, don't worry. We're going to cover them later on. But obviously, if you want to go away and do a bit of your own research after today's session, then please do. And then you can get Googling some of those words and finding out what they mean. Then added to that, one of the most important elements of all songs, and it's given a royalty level of 50% for songwriters, are the lyrics, because they are considered to be obviously one of the most important parts of any song, and can often be, for me, the way in which I really do connect to a song and the story it's telling me, or the way in which it's expressing the emotions or the ideas or the feelings of the singer. So I'm really big on lyrics, actually. I know some people not so much so, but we're here today to get you writing, so hopefully you will be up for writing some lyrics with me today. The way in which the lyrics and the elements of a song come together, I mean, those are the things that make every single song unique. So it's kind of the tweaking of any of those things which can really change a song, you know, especially tempo. A lot of people are, you know, experimenting with slowing down faster songs or getting slower songs remixed into a much faster kind of like drum and bass or house music mix and that sort of thing. So a song without lyrics would be considered a composition, something like a concerto. Later on in the sessions, we'll examine some of the elements I talked about and how they play off each other in the songwriting process. But firstly, we're going to look at a practical exercise to get you writing some lyrics, okay? So what do we all have to face right at the beginning before we write a song? The blank piece of paper upon which we're going to make magic happen together, okay? So what I want you to do is take a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil, whatever you prefer writing with, or it might be a tablet or your phone. I'd recommend something like a piece of paper. You can cross things out and you can, you know, be a little bit more expressive, whereas a phone is quite small for typing. So a tablet, a computer, a laptop, or a piece of paper like this, I think is really the best way. Or a notebook. You might want to sort of get yourself a songwriting notebook for 2021, where you're going to write all of your songs. Okay, so now you have your piece of paper. We're going to start off with an exercise called outside in. And now obviously there are lots of different ways we can come at songwriting from. We can come at it from an emotional perspective. We could come about it from writing about our dreams and our aspirations and our experiences, and making them into something magical and sincere or fun and playful. Or perhaps we're telling a story, which leads me to this first practical lesson, which is called outside in. Okay. So with the outside in method, what I want you to do, first thing I want you to do is, when you woke up this morning, 3 things that you saw. Okay, so I just want you to write down 3 things that you saw. So when I was doing this, I was like, my garden. I saw my garden outside my window. So anything at all, whatever it might be, whether it was your children, your husband, the alarm clock, and anything. So the first 3 things that you saw this morning. Now I want you to write down the first 3 things that you heard. So whether that was the kettle boiling, or your dog barking, or your cat meowing, or purring, or whatever it was, write those 3 first things that you heard down, okay? Now I want you to write down the 3 things that you did, the first 3 things that you did this morning, okay? Obviously you might want to edit out certain things from that list, but I wouldn't want to presume anything. So now what I want you to do is have a think about, how do those things make you feel? So the coffee kind of makes you feel a sense of maybe anticipation for the day ahead. I don't know, whatever it is, have a think about how some of those things maybe make you feel. Now what I want you to do is really think about silencing your inner critic as well here, okay? There is no wrong or right answers at all, okay? Don't worry about whatever it is that you've written down, okay? This is just the beginning. So this is just really more about just helping you discover your inner voice, which is obviously the most important part of any career as a songwriter. So the way in which we can develop those 3 different lists, okay? So what I want you to now think about are 3 different emotions. As some examples, the 3 that I came up with were happiness, melancholy, what you could call melancholy sadness, and anger. So those were the 3 emotions that I came up with. So then what we can start to do is you can start to look back at the things that you saw. So choose one of the things that you saw. I chose my garden. This is to give you a sort of example of how these things lead into each other. So I saw my garden, and then what I want you to do is, like a camera, okay, I want you to sort of zoom in to that garden, whatever it is that you've written down, okay, and pick out something, a detail from within it, okay? So I saw a tree, a salvia tree. I saw the buds just beginning. And then I was thinking about the pink tinge tips to come when it flowers later on. And then I thought about melancholy, and then I was, thinking around the idea of how differently I would feel about the tree if I was wanting to evoke a feeling of melancholy or sadness. So what I want you to do is take the emotion that you have here and take the thing, and I want you to push them together. Okay, so I want you to find ways of describing that thing that means the emotions and the thing become enmeshed together. Okay, the outside and the inside coming together. So some things that you could ask yourself, some other ways in which you can, sort of help you to develop the idea in your song, and the journey that you're taking the listener on, is to think about colours, and then you could think about anything that maybe that thing reminds you of, yeah, or any comparisons that you might be able to make between that thing and something else. And also, how does it feel? How does it feel to the touch? So again, it's about really burrowing into the details of those different things, okay? You may have chosen, instead of something that you saw, something that you heard, but this technique can be applied, you know, to any of those things you may have on your list. And what you might want to do is, you know, for the different verses of the song, is to sort of move through, you know, those different feelings. So if we just recap, 3 things that you saw, 3 things that you heard, 3 things that you did. Okay, so you might want to create 3 verses around the things that you saw, and then that in itself would become a song. Okay, so that's it for today. So I really hope you've enjoyed this first session together, okay, because I'm really excited about the journey ahead. And what I'd really like you to do is post below your comments on the video, any ideas or feedback, or, you know, that you'd like to sort of like bring to the session would be really appreciated, or any of the thoughts that you wrote down, those things that you saw, you did, or you heard this morning. And if you want to share some of the lyrics that you've written, that would just be absolutely fantastic. You're welcome to share them here at the bottom of the video in the comments, and say hi to some of the other people that have been watching. And obviously, if you want to share any tips, fantastic, we'd love to hear them. And also, if you'd like to share any finished song, you know, any song you've written on the Bognafinia page, then I would really love to hear it, as would all of the Bognafinia team. So it's over and out from me and my little doggy. I don't know if you can see him just here with me. He's been here the whole time, helping me, whispering the words in my ear, my script, I wish. So anyway, all the best, and I will see you for songwriting session 2 very soon. Take care and happy songwriting. Bye.